Hello and welcome to this week's refresher session. This is a voiceover. I had a funny moment and forgot to press the microphone button. So I hope it matches up and you can enjoy your practice as much as you usually can when I'm speaking live. Today we are looking at an inspiring practice from my trip to Jamaica. So we're going to be building some heat, creating some pitta, stoking the internal fire, but then connecting with a sitali pranayama practice, a cooling breath. We're going to start on our backs. So if you want to make your way down onto your spine, knees bent, feet to the width of the mat. Take the arms either side of the body. And just take a few long inhales and exhales to reconnect with your breath. Perhaps you've taken a break from your practice. Perhaps you've already practiced today and you're reconnecting. Every time you roll out your mat and lie on the floor on mat, it's like meeting an old friend after some time apart. So take a moment to greet and honor your breath as it is today, wishing no other form. We're going to be visiting Sitali Pranayama, a cooling breath that goes a little like this. You're breathing in through the mouth and out of the nose. So making an O shape with the lips, breathing in. And breathing out of the nose. Inhaling through that O shape with the lips, cooling the body. Exhaling through the nose. Cooling breath. Listen to the whistles, the tunnel of the breath, creating the whistles, the curves of the breath, and any temperature changes. Feel into that as the breath moves in the mouth as you inhale through that tunnel and out of the nose on the exhale. Allow the cooling effect of Sitali to travel towards your toes. In through the mouth, out of the nose. Feeling the crispness of the breath travel through the body, starting to cool the body with every inhale and releasing on the exhale. I invite you to add on Ujjayi breath, the contraction of the throat as you exhale, if you have it in your practice. To start to deepen and slow the breath. Feel the dryness of the mouth start to appear. That's okay. It's the breath cooling the body. And take one more round. And relax all efforts, feeling into the natural beat of the body's breath. Breathing in and out of the nose. Encouraging perhaps the breath to move a little deeper. And the breath to move in through the nose, throat, chest, traveling a little deeper as you move towards the pelvic floor. Breath traveling nose, throat, chest, pelvic floor. Replenishing the system with pranayama. A gentle rhythm is beginning to take place with the breath. And as you breathe equal parts in and equal parts out. Breathing in through the nose and out of the nose. Start to lengthen the equal parts. Lengthen the inhale and lengthen the exhale. Two more rounds. One more round. And then gently walk the feet into the width of the hips and start to rock and roll through the pelvis as we explore this Jamaican flair for today's practice. As you inhale, gently arch the back, tip the tailbone towards the floor. As you exhale, curl tailbone towards the sternum, contracting the front of the body ever so slightly, just rocking and rolling. Awakening that serpent that sits in Kundalini in the pelvic floor, gently awakening the energy hub. On the next exhale, push through the feet a little bit and start to lift the pelvis off the floor, but not into a full bridge. It's just gently encouraging the strength of the body to creep in. Exhaling, curling the tailbone towards the sternum, peeling the tailbone off the floor. And inhale, relax, lay the body back down on the floor. Feel the curvature of the spine. Any knobbly bits that you can feel tinkering away on your mat as you inhale and exhale, laying the bones of the spine back down on the floor. And then using the strength of the muscles in the body as you exhale to curl the pelvis off the floor. Gently rocking back and forth. This is your body-breath connection. Inhaling, letting the body open as it lays on the floor. Exhaling, contracting the body, drawing tailbone towards sternum. Lovely. Hug the knees in. Take a nice wiggle of the tail. An intuitive movement, something that feels good. Conscious breath in. Lovely breath out. Feet to the width of the hips on the floor. Take an inhale. Lift the pelvis all the way up towards sky space. Exhale, lay the pelvis back down on the floor. Hands either side of the body, palms facing down. Inhale as you lift and peel pelvis. Exhale as you lay it back down. Watch the knees, make sure they're in line with the hips and shoulders. You're creating a nice support system for the body. All right, nice support system from foot, knee, hip, shoulder. Inhale, peel. Exhale, lay it back down. Let's meet in full bridge. Inhale, lift the pelvis up. Push through the feet. Hands either side of the body. And gently, imagine if there was like a felt tip pen on the end of your tailbone. Start to draw a lovely circle with this felt tip. Start to draw a circle with the tailbone, taking the tailbone up to sky, right, bottom, left, top, right, bottom, left, top. Gentle circular movements. Tailbone drawing a lovely, lovely round circle. So we're oiling the femur heads here. Sacroiliac joints getting a nice movement as well. Let's go the other way. Drawing a circle with the tailbone. Taking the tailbone down, right, center, left, down, right, center, left. If it feels good to move the other way, go the other way. Just keep the pelvis, the femur heads, the tailbone moving in a circular motion. Oiling those joints, getting the cerebral fluid working for you here. Moving circles, keep breathing. Come to stillness, lift the pelvis a little more, interlock the fingers behind the bottom, uncurl the toes, push through the feet, lift the hips, breathe. Take a couple of conscious breaths here. How do you feel? How's the lower back feeling? How are the femur heads feeling? Knees in line with hips. Untangle the fingers, lay the pelvis back down, hug the knees in, take a nice little wiggle. And gently roll onto your side and then come up onto all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, move through your cat-cow. Gentle cat-cow. Take it slow here, be gentle. Inhale, let the spine sack. Take the vision forward. Exhale, take the eyes back towards your sternum, rounding through the spine. Inhale, open, pull it in. Exhale, round, close it down. One more. And take the hands back towards the feet. Land in a forward fold at the back of your mat. Let the head be heavy. Nice bend in the knees. Be gentle, be groovy. Take a little wobble in the head. Yes, no. Through the neck. And take any adjustments through the hips and the knees you need to make so that your first forward fold feels comfortable and very gentle. Take a bend in the knees, rise high with the arms, gaze towards the hands. Exhale, swan dive the hands back into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, look forward. Exhale, hands to floor. Bend the knees, walk out into a tabletop position. Back into that cat-cow. Inhale and exhale. Fill the prana, fill the body with the air that you need then to exhale and release from the body. Bring the spine to a neutral spine. Make sure the hands are under the shoulders and you're not locking out the arms. Imagine if there was a felt tip attached to the tailbone, red in colour. We're going to draw a circle with the tailbone, taking the tailbone up towards sky space. Left, down towards the floor, and then right back up to sky space, left and tuck it under, bringing in the Caribbean flair that I talked about. So we're drawing a circle with this tailbone anatomically. We're releasing through the sacral area, the cerebral fluids getting woken up. The femur heads are getting a nice little awakening. Have a bend in the arms, perhaps bring the movement up into the spine. Take that lovely circular motion the other way, tucking it under as tailbone flies down towards earth space. And inhaling, opening as the tailbone flies nice and high up towards sky space. Take a bend in the knees, tuck the tailbone, lift the knees and walk back to the back of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, rise high with the arms, gaze towards the hands. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. These are gentle, fluid movements. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees back into a tabletop position. Inhale, cat-cow. Exhale as you round. Inhale as you open. And exhale as you contract the front of the body. Back into that circular tail motion. Red felt tip, base of spine, root chakra. Creating a circular motion with the tailbone. Visualizing that circle behind the base of the spine as the tailbone tucks under and it moves towards the floor space. Lifting the knees, walking the hands back towards the feet, landing in a forward fold. Perhaps take each elbow with opposite hand. Lift the kneecaps here. And let the lengthening of the spine creep in. Be gentle, micro bend in the knees. Crown of head moves towards the floor. Lovely. And just take a few conscious breaths. How are those big femur heads feeling? Plonked under the hip bones there. Is the weight into the balls of the feet? Is the breath perhaps a little heated? Bend the knees, inhale, take the arms nice and high. Back bend here. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to floor, walk back out into a tabletop position. Cat-cow. Inhale, open, exhale, round. Back into that circular hip motion, drawing a circle with the tailbone. Left and right, right and left. Let the spine enjoy the fluidity of that tailbone. The neck, crown of the head, lift the knees. Moving back into a downward facing dog. First dog, so be gentle. Walk it out, lift the heels. Find a nice posture in your downward facing dog that feels good today. When mind and body go, aha, find the stillness, take a little wiggle in the hips. And then rest into your first downward dog of the day. Bend the knees, look forward, walk the feet towards the hands. Land in a forward fold at the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise high on the inhale, arms explode towards sky space. Exhale towards heart center. Let's take the right leg behind us, step wide, turn the toes away from the body. Inhale, arms fly high. We're going to exhale here into goddess posture. So open the knees nice and wide. Weight into the outside arches of the feet. Take a nice wiggle through the pelvis here. Settle into goddess. Open the fingers, palms of the hands facing forward. Relax the muscles on the face. Feel the strength start to creep in. Breathe. Find your drishti. Enjoy the sensations moving through the body right now. Hands into prayer, heart center. Take it a little bit deeper. Let's move back into the circular motion of the tailbone. Red felt tip, balancing on the tip of the tailbone, drawing a circle with the tailbone, red in color. grounding down through that root chakra. Circular motions with the tailbone. The Caribbean flair is really creeping in now. There's loose hips, nice oiled femur heads. Take it back the other way. Sacral areas, loosening up. Cerebral fluid, moving up into the brain. Everything's becoming nice and loose. Inhale, straighten the legs, arms go nice and high. Turn the toes in, exhale, wide leg forward, fold. Now you'll notice here that I haven't gone extremely wide with my feet. This is due to my pregnancy. If you want to go a little bit wider, go for it, but make sure you're not making your stance wide just because you can't get the crown of the head towards the floor. This posture is really about lengthening through the back of the body and not taking the feet really wide. From here, often we can transfer into an inversion and an arm balance. And we can find it's more effective when the feet are closer together because we don't have to gather in the legs from so far away from the core. So try and keep the stance not as wide as you think it might be, and try and lengthen through the back of the body. Wait into the balls of the feet here. And visualize that spine lengthening. If it feels good, interlock the fingers behind the back of the head. It's a nice way to encourage gravity to lengthen the spine for you. Or take hands to floor space. Let's go into a yogi lock. Take peace fingers around big toes. Elbows moving away from the center of the body. Again, encouraging the lengthening of the spine. Not locking out the legs, micro bend in the knees. Gentle, smooth inhales and gentle, smooth exhales. Settle into the stillness. The breath creating the movement of the body. Energetic crown chakra moving closer and closer to floor space with every exhale. Unleash the yogi lock, hands onto hips, flat back, raise all the way up and step forward to the front of your mat. Bend the knees, inhale, rise high with the arms, back bend here. Exhale, swan dive forward, fold, hands to floor. Inhale, halfway lift, lovely flat back, look forward, lengthen the spine. Exhale, hands to floor, step back with the feet, back into tabletop, move through your cat-cow. Let the body find its organic beat. Recentering through cat-cow. The inhale and the exhale, the extension, the contraction. Taking your mind back to tip of tail, red felt tip pen, circular motion through the hips here. Imagine those big femur heads getting a lovely oiling in the hip sockets there, rounding through the spine. The neck and the crown of the head might join in here. Start to move the other way. Really pressing the tailbone against the edges of the circle. Lift the hips, downward facing dog. Push the ground away with the hands, a little rounded part of the lower back. So the transverse abdominals are kicking in here. Lift the kneecaps, be strong in your resting posture. But you always know you've got child's pose tucked away if you need it. Long fluid breaths in and long fluid breaths out. Bend the knees, walk the feet towards the hands, land at the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise high on the inhale. Little back bend. Exhale into chair, tuck tailbone. Can you see your toes beneath your knees, circling the hips back into that red felt tip pen tailbone, circular motion of the tailbone, keeping knees in line with each other. Lubricating through the hip area, sacral area, hands into prayer. Rise up with your stance and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to floor, step back, knees to floor, cat-cow, tabletop position. Inhale and exhale. Back into those circular motions. The tip of the tailbone creating a lovely red, big, juicy circle, signifying grounding down through that red root chakra. Lifting the knees, pressing back into downward facing dog. Bend the knees, walk the feet towards the hands, forward fold, top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Long, deep, rhythmic breaths. Option to take yogi lock, peace fingers around big toe. Diamond shape the elbows, crown of head moves floor space. Lift the sitting bones, use that pitta and fire you have just created to lengthen the body safely. Relax the face and the jaw, let the magic happen. Release the yogi lock, inhale, rise high with the arms, exhale, hands to heart center. Setting yourself up for balanced postures. Hands into prayer. Weight into left foot, bending right knee 90 degrees. Moving into dancer posture, taking the right hand, grabbing the right ankle. Sending the left arm long, gradually tipping from the hips into dancer's posture. You can see from my stance here that I'm taking it gentle because of extra weight. But if you're not pregnant, please feel free to really extend that left arm forward and encourage the right knee to go sky high. Breathe, focus, be solid in your posture. Release right foot down, inhale, reach lovely and high. Pull the breath in, back bend, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, hands to floor. Step back to tabletop, cat-cow. And circular motion back into the femur heads. Tip of tailbone, drawing that red circle with the felt tip. And downward facing dog. Bend the knees, feet towards hands, top of mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale into the forward fold, bend the knees, inhale, rise high, pull the breath in. Exhale to heart center, preparing for dancer left side, weight into right foot, left hand reaches left ankle. Let's flow. Extend the right arm long, hinging at the hips. If you're not pregnant, really encourage the left knee to go sky high. Reaching right hand forward, opening entirety of the left side body. Breathe. Balance. Release back down. Inhale, reach high with the arms, back bend here, open heart chakra. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to floor, step back, knees to floor, cat-cow. Let the body's beat settle. Option to add on the Caribbean flair here, adding in some gentle hip circles, left and right, right and left. Do what feels good for you today. Take the bottom back towards the heels. Inhale, high with the arms. Exhale, hands to heart center. Feel into the breath, the bounce of the heart, the beat and the pulse of the prana. Let's revisit a couple of cooling rounds of Sitali, breathing in through the O shape of the lips, exhaling out of the nose. 2 more. One more. And then relax all efforts. I invite you to take Shavasana, lying the body down onto the floor, taking the arms wide, the legs wide, the spine straight, if that feels good. Having the eyes closed and taking a few moments for you to lie still after this Caribbean practice. I'm signing out. Namaste.